Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Back again for another episode, and this time we are traveling from Panjim to Old Goa side. Now we have crossed the Diuza Circle, the beautiful historic Raibandar Causeway, Pont de Linares as it was called. Then we passed by Ribandar, having those narrow lanes and beautiful houses on either side. And having passed the Goa Medical College, which was here in Ribandar, which was also called as Santa Casa de Misericordia, we are headed actually to bring to you something very nice and unique today, and that is the feast of Saint Peter that is being held at Panelim just after Ribandar and before Old Goa. But before we reach over there, I want to tell you something. Now when you are driving from Panjim and then you come across a small little island of houses, you come across a big long wall that you see behind me over here. And at the end of this wall, here you can see a square door which has been sealed with stones, and it has got a plaque which says Casa de Polvora. Next to that there is a beautiful cross, but this particular gate has been. And what is this Casa de Polvora? Casa de Polvora was the ammunition factory of the Portuguese. They manufactured the gunpowder over here using big huge wheels which they found here, but now are next to the ASI museum in front of the St. Francis of Assisi Church at Old Goa. They have been modeled into the way that they were used. Now, here was the gunpowder factory. What did they do with that gunpowder? They didn't store it here. On the other side here, you can still see two bridges, one bridge and one pillar over there. Now, these were the actual jetties on which this gunpowder was transported to be taken to Old Goa, where it was stored in the arsenal. Many a times we cross by such things, little realizing how important they are. And the reason why we have come to Panelim. Panelim, why did this name come to be called as Panelim? It was not Panelim, it was actually Panveli. Because possibly it was at this village that a lot of the betel leaves that we eat, the pan, used to grow over here. Pan means leaf, veli means creeper. So possibly it was growing, and then after the Portuguese came here, that Panveli became Panelim. Now, in this Panelim, there is one of those 8 first churches that came up here in Goa, and that is dedicated to Saint Peter, the first apostle. In Portuguese, he is called as São Pedro. And because this village has got this church, that whole area is called as São Pedro, but the local people call it São Pedro. So this year they are celebrating 475 years of their existence, of their foundation. Let us go and see how beautiful that church is and what are the different things that are there inside that church. Let's not waste time, let's go.
भागीवत पेद्रूची बरोवप सकरूंक आमी ह्या मंदिरांत जमल्या.
सर पत्रकार देव आमची पावसून करून आमची पालकां वचून आनी आमकां शास्त्रांच्या दितात. निर्वासन तो म्हणलो तो आपल्या शिसांक दिलो आनी म्हणे हो तुमी सगळेच घेयात आनी खायात ही म्हजी कूड तुमचे पासत समर करची.
So ladies and gentlemen, today is the feast of Saint Peter, and we have come here to the church of Saint Peter, which is the only of its type dedicated to Saint Peter in Goa, and it is in Panelim. And here we are with Father Colasso, and let us find out from him what this feast is all about.
हो 75 years जाल्यार म्हणटा ती हे भाशेन आमकां डायरेक्टरी आहा ताचे ते वरोस दिला.
हां,
केन्ना जालें
म्हणजे 1543.
हय म्हणजे ते धरून आमी सेलिब्रेशन केलें. गेल्ल्या वर्सा आदल्या वर्सा सुरू केल्ल्या भाशेन.
ओके.
आनी कंक्लुडींग संबरमणी काबार केल्या 8 तारखेर जुन्याचे. जाणा 29 जुन्याचे बागेवन पेद्रू आनी पावलो.
सेंट पीटर आणि सेंट पॉल. हां,
कालचे दिसा जाले.
होय.
आतां हे आयले उपरांत एक पयलो आयतार येता तो जावं जुन्या पडोवन जावं जुलया पडोवन तातूंत आमी दोत्तात. हे पयलीच पावटी हे 30 तारखेर पडला.
30 तारखेर
आयतार पडलो. रोखडें केलें आमी गेले भाशेन ते म्हणटकीर हे भाशेन मांडलो हा.
आणि ते सांत आंतोनीचें जें कपेल आहा ते मंगळारा दिसा ओपन दवरतात.
म्हणल्यार आखो दीस बरो
आख्खो दीस ओपन आसता. आनी हो सेंट एंटनी म्हणटा तो कितें शेणोत बी जाल्यार मेवता ताजो पेट्रन सेंट.
हय ते हय कितें जाय तें आकांता फंक्शन पडलें जाल्यार पावता तो. कारण ती भितर स्वतो लोक मुस्लीम आनी हिंदू पर्यंत.
ओके.
म्हाका एक फावट हांव सोशा वचता न्हू कितें जालें ते कॉमिटी मत कोता गेलो ते ना म्हण सकाळ वचून उगडपा जालें. हांव पयलीं उगडटा आसतना 6:30 भितर सगळें ते हिंदू चेडूं स्कुटरान चलयता मागीर आनी कोण आनी एक फावट रिपेर करपाक रेस्टोरेशन करपाक ते मुर्तीचें आमी हें करपाक थंय व्हरून दवरली. थंयसर पयल्यार म्हाका ती मुस्लीम बायल ते गमता न्हू म्हाका ते पयशे काडून हांवें सांगलें बॉक्स पयशे आसा बॉक्सान घाल. ही भक्ती बरी आहा तेजी. आनी तितलें न्हू ताचो पांय एक फावटी तो फूल घालून पेडे जालो. आतां आमी बॉक्स घाला न्हू पेडे जालो तो रिपेर केलो तो न्हो केलो तो एका मुस्लिमान आयकलो मुस्लिमान.
हेच आमचें गोंयकारपण.
वय हें सारकें वय ते कपाला बरोबर गो चलता कितें बॉक्सां पडटा.
ह्या फावटी हांवें खूब लोक पळयले हांगा. अशेच लोक येतात हांगा फेस्ताक.
हे फावटी चड आहा
ह्या फावटी चड
ना कितें कालचे दिसा बागेन पेतून पावलो म्हण न्हू.
होय.
दुसरे दिसा मागीर हें हरकडे आतार पडलो म्हण लोक आयले दिसा हे पाणी चूप पयलां
खूब
आनी आमी आयज तेक जाण पडले 2 जाण करताले म्हणटा जालें बरें.
Very much, Father. Thank you very, very much. And have a nice feast. When we came for this festival over here, I saw a lot of people and they were really enjoying themselves. and they were listening to the Mass that was being said in a very, very beautiful way. Now here we met Father Herculan. Now let us just speak to him and ask him about this area and the church. Father, boas festas to you.
Yeah.
Father, you have been part of the proceedings of the festival Mass today. Could you tell us something about what you do, whether you are associated here or to some other?
I was very much associated to Old Goa, 1975 to 80. I was in Pastoral Institute, and this was all religious churches were visited by me. I know most of my people around at that time. When I heard there's a feast of St. Peter's, San Pedro, so let me go for the feast. And I saw this a place where have been a lot of people olden days. Now practically is very few houses are there. So the parish was practically half dead, was alive. I should come at that time. For masses, that very time 15 to 20 people were there. Now lately, after so many years, I happened to come back to Old Goa. And I'm stationed now in the St. Xavier's Academy. It's a center for the special different handicapped children. So disabled children. And this is going for more than 50 years now. Albert Louis started that under the Caritas, and it's going on pretty good.
That is very, very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to add on to what Father Herculan has said. As per the history that is there, around 1840s, there were around 1,900 people who were part of this parish. As years went by, it started declining because main Old Goa started shifting to Panjim, and towards the beginning of 1900, there were just about 500 to 600 people. There is a need for us to come and visit such places. Why? Is because I think Father is going to agree, this is the only church dedicated to Saint Peter in Goa. Am I right, Father? So more the reason for you, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing also, I just want to thank Father for the pains that he is taking to bring up those children, the unfortunate children, those people who are not as privileged as we are in the normal sense. If you can, I think we can make an appeal to the people to assist your efforts that are there, and I think that is going to be something very nice in bonding the Goans together. Am I right?
Very true. It's very true.
That's right. Thank you very much, Father.
Welcome, sir.
Today, the celebration of Saint Peter's feast is taking place in Saint Peter's Church in Panelim near Old Goa. And for the feast today, we met a very young, very handsome priest. His name is Father Noel de Costa. He has been the main celebrant today, and let us find out from him about the feast. Father, happy feast to you. Father, today you were the main celebrant at this feast. Can you tell us what has been your experience?
The experience over here has been quite great, I suppose. The church seems to be quite small from outside, but when you come inside, it's quite majestic over there. Though there are not a lot of motifs inside, but there is a feeling, a spiritual feeling inside the church. The Feast of Saint Peter is one of the feasts that is celebrated throughout Goa, mostly by the fisher folks over here, since they identify Saint Peter as a person who was involved in fishing. But for us, he is one of the person who was on whose foundation the church was formed, or the church came into existence. So as Jesus said that he is the rock on which the church will begin. But apart from it, there are other aspects about Saint Peter, about his commitment towards the Lord, commitments towards his mission as such. Because the love of God which Jesus came to proclaim, he proclaimed it through the good news. And therefore, the commitment that is shown by Peter is an inspiration for these people and all of us to continue the good work, that is to love and be of service to others.
Thank you very much, Father. Ladies and gentlemen, the message that has gone through is about passion, it's about commitment. Please see that in our life, this word commitment takes a priority because over a period of time, the Goans have gone all over the world. They are getting recognized. But let us take to the world what we have got from our generations from the back. Let's see what Father had said about the interiors of the church. Let's go down and see that. So hi there, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am sitting with one of the most dynamic personalities, Mr. Claudio Cardozo. Can you believe it? The passion, the dedication, the compassion that this young man has got. The reason I'm saying all this is you can see that he's wearing a cap. This gentleman has got a second life. I was not sure whether I was going to be here at his invitation, but today he has undergone an operation of the head to take out stones that were there inside after he went to an accident. And ladies and gentlemen, that passion, the compassion and the dedication that I am talking about is even after that operation, he has come here to bring to you all the story about this church. Welcome to my program, Claudio Bob, and good health to you and Boas Festas.
Same to you, sir.
You have been part of this St. Peter's Church. I have seen that you have done an amazingly beautiful souvenir over here with the history. So can you tell us something a little about this particular church?
This church is dedicated to Saint Peter, and it's the only church in Goa which is dedicated to the Prince of the Apostles, whom we call as San Pedro.
Okay. Is it one of those 8 first churches?
It is one of the first 8 churches of the old city of Goa, the old Goa, and they say that it was built with the money from the Portuguese treasury. So it was a common man's money with which they built this church.
If I can add to that, it was 1% of the duty.
Yes.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, and it was built somewhere in 1543. Although there are some people who claim it is in 1545, but records prove that 1543 is the correct date.
Okay.
And with that in mind, we just finished off the celebration of the 475 years of the church's existence, which we just celebrated on 8th of June. Okay, we had a bishop here and we had a mass. Well, this church is of Saint Peter, and what we see in front is we have the main altar of Saint Peter, who's sitting on his throne right up on top.
Okay.
The statue below it is the pose which Jesus took when he was in front of Pilate, and Pilate says, "Here, behold the man." That is there down. And what they say, the peculiarity about the main altar in front is when the Portuguese were leaving Goa and when the Indian army invaded Goa, they say whatever gold was there, they melted that gold and they applied it to the main altar of the church. So that's why it is gold glittering.
Okay.
And the lep kadla म्हणतात तो.
Lep kadla, yes.
कोंकणी भाषेत लेप म्हणतात. So that's the right word.
It is called gilded. Gilded. Okay.
So that is what was done when the Portuguese left Goa. So whatever gold they have. So that is the main thing about this Goa, about this altar of ours. And
you have got 2 more altars on the side.
We got total 5 altars.
Okay.
Total 5 altars. One is dedicated to the cross. Then we have Our Lady of Luz. Okay. And so on. Okay. And what we had one something called as the Ocopolis in the church. Okay, that's the one eye opening which is there.
Okay, which is sealed now.
Which is sealed now. So it seems in the olden days, the rays of the sun used to fall directly on the altar, and which used to really glow. So this used to happen on a daily basis when it was setting.
When it was setting. And I also see that there are some gravestones over here. Can you tell us something about these gravestones?
See, these gravestones, when we go to the records, there were some priests parish priests of this village who were buried in the sanctuary.
Okay.
Okay, and some of them are fidalgos.
Okay.
In the olden days were there. Some of them are also buried here. So we got around 6, 7 of these gravestones which are there.
This is a church.
Yes.
Invariably, it has to have a cemetery.
Yes.
Where is its cemetery?
The cemetery is just, you can say, half a kilometer ahead.
Between here to Old Goa.
Yeah, between here and Old Goa, near the real factory.
Okay.
The cemetery is based there.
It is based there. Now on the other side of this, road, next to the church, there are a lot of ruins. Do you know what ruins they are of?
One ruin is one of the 3 families which were there here, the Paris family. So that ruins belong to them, and where the Sotomayor museum is put up now.
Yes.
And the other one, they say, belong to one of the Fidalgos, Dom Miguel.
Okay.
Okay, whose gravestone is there in the church.
You had a beautifully singing choir. I'm going to relate something in this particular church to the choir. Now, when we enter the church, there is a balcony on top which is called as the choir balcony, which was also used when the Fidalgos came to hear the mass. They would not sit with the people and they would go and sit on top. Am I right?
Correct.
And now the most important part of this particular church, which I felt and really brought out the best of artistic feeling in me, is the pulpit.
Yes.
Can you tell us something about this pulpit?
That's one of the, I would say, the best pulpits that we have in Goa.
Okay.
And many foreign travelers in the 18th and the 16th century, when they came, have been writing about this.
Okay.
No, and they say this pulpit had carried one of the most amazing paintings, and the only painting that was there, that's the painting of the deposition, okay, which we don't see anymore now.
Okay. But I must say one thing, that your pulpit is really beautiful amongst the many that I have seen here in Goa, and you must take all care to preserve that particular thing. You know, we always find this church closed. So you have got such beautiful things inside which are always closed. Can you tell my viewers when the church is open, like for mass or for whatever, so that they can time them to come inside over here?
See, we have a daily mass which is at 7:15 in the morning. So till 8:30 the church is normally open in the mornings.
So this is what, Konkani or English?
Konkani mass.
Konkani mass, okay.
And on Sundays our mass is at 8 o'clock in the mornings, which is again a Konkani mass.
Okay.
And normally till around 11:30 the church is open.
This is a place of God. This is a place of religion. Please see that you maintain protocol, and we love that you follow them. Got it? There you go.
There is one more thing in our village which you might have read about it. That's called the fountain, the fountain of San Antonio, which is in a very depleted state. Okay, so it's a request, might be to the tourism department or the corporation which is there. Let's develop this place, because in the olden days, this water from this fount used to be catering to Old Goa, Baingini, Samped and Pancham.
Springs have to be saved, and that is a message that I think most of my viewers will appreciate. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Thank you. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of an amazing episode based on the only church in Goa dedicated to Saint Peter, and invariably we have reached at a time where they have just finished the 475 years of celebration. We have shown you how beautiful it is. Our friend Mr. Claudio has told you what are the timings that this church is open. We say bye to you until we meet again. Signing off. Bye-bye.